Hey, what's up, Jeff? Quick demo video for you for your 7 chambers SKIG. This is a lot different from the normal ones that I've done because this has a fully custom crystal chamber from Phil Ginnis over at Caluminium Customs, and it came out really nice, man. It was it was the perfect size to go in there. It fit in the chamber exactly, and it looks really nice when it's all lit up. So yeah, we've got that in there. I did some real heat bluing to your emitter piece with my torch. I don't use a big torch like most people. I have what's called like a flambe torch. It's for cooking. It's smaller, and I do prefer that because it gives me a little bit more control, but it just takes a little bit longer to heat stain. But I think that came out really nice and even. So we got that there. I did go with some like medium to heavy weathering on this guy to make it look nice and used. And scuffed up the black buttons just a hair, but then mostly just with some aluminum black and you know, some Scotch Brite, some steel wool, stuff like that. So we got all that. You know, got all these pieces on that go on here. What else did we do? Install the Proffie V2. You do have, although it's hard to see, you've got Shtok V3 NPXLs in there for your main PCB. I didn't think that I was going to be able to use this for the blade retention because when you use the normal chamber that comes with this kit, it's these guys right here, and then the top of the chamber as well. On the top of the chamber there's actually a recessed piece, and I use that to sit down. I take the PCB and I sit it down in there so that it's there's a nice deep blade socket. I had to sit on top of the chamber on this one, but I do have a very low profile PCB holder that I printed, and then I was able to put it on there, and I did some dremeling on this chamber as well. I did some dremeling for some wire paths coming straight down. You're never going to see it, but it's behind there. Those 3 wires come straight down from your PCB, but I've got them also black shrink tubed. So I mean, I'm sitting here in the light trying to see it, and I can't. So you should never catch that back there. You know, unless you look super close when you get it in your hand, but it's out of the way. 2 button setup. So your front switch is your activation, and your back switch is your auxiliary. This, of course, is your blade retention, so no tool needed. We get to everything by just opening up the handle. Appreciate your patience waiting on this. I know I've taken a little bit. I am trying to work through my log, and then I do try to not do all your sabers at the same time. So we try to space them out a little bit, right? So here's the chassis. A little bit of force lightning on there like I like to do. Solo sabers, removable battery setup, so spring side is your negative, and then your Proffie board snap fit down into the shelf right here, right? And then you've got a Smuggler's Outpost emblem right here in there. 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. Sounds really good in this guy. So I got all the sound fonts on there that you sent me. So something that you do that I like is you send me all your fonts, and then you send me a config for it as well. So it's just a matter of me taking what you send me and loading it on, which is super helpful. So thank you for doing that. So we'll throw a battery in this guy.
Check out that noise. I think Lord Vader's experiment just got loose.
Might go off a little bit. That's okay. Let me put this handle on. Everything's extremely tight, but it goes on. I make this chassis tight anyway because I like to have my chassis butt right up against the inner diameter of the handle. There's a lot of people that don't do that. They'll leave a lot of, well, not a lot of room. They'll leave a little bit of room so the handle goes off and on easily, which is great. I like to take just a bit of a different approach because to me, the handle acts as an added reinforcement to everything when this saber is getting swung around, right? So this saber can take a beating because anything that beats on this saber, the handle is going to take all the brunt of that. That chassis is not going to wiggle around. So that's why I make that tight. But anyway, here's your crystal kind of pulsating when the saber's off. We'll turn this light off here. So it looks really nice. LEDs firing up like they should. Crystal's looking really good. Nice smooth swing. So when we're hitting auxiliary for our blaster deflects, you're seeing that action in your crystal chamber. So when you built up the config or the crystal chamber accent, you hit clash for all that, which is really cool. So you'll see that animation inside of your blade chamber. But we're going to put a blade in here. This takes a 1-inch NeoPixel blade. This is actually the blade that you bought me a while back, so thank you again for doing that, because I use this probably in every video, unless it's an 89 Sabres. So those blade sockets are so tight, man, they don't fit anything. But yeah, man, I use this in every video, so thank you. We got this locked down right here. So you got kind of like a lava lamp blade. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It probably won't pick up good on camera. It's very cool though. It just has kind of a wave going on in it. Super solid. You can see your blade lock up really well there. And you can see that animation in your crystal right here too. Until you pull away from it. Twist that off. We'll go to the next one.
What about that, Jack? No, it's garbage. The garbage will do.
Very cool blade style. Crystal. We'll do a few more. You've got a bunch on here.
Seismic charges.
We'll do that one again because that was pretty cool. Now, of course, this blade lockup showing at the tip of this because this is a shorter blade. You program this for a full-length blade, so you'll see that more in the middle.
Let's go, Chrome Dome.
So yeah. And then, of course, you know, to get to your soundtracks, just hold power for a second and let go. Do the same thing to turn it off. Hold down for a second and let go, and then we will go ahead and take the blade out. I don't want to make a 2-hour video like Lando going over every sound font, so we'll keep it short and sweet. Just unscrew the handle like this. Slide right off, and then we're going to come over here from our positive side, which is by the speaker, and you should be able to pop it out with your finger just like that. And yeah, that is pretty much your Sabre. One thing, there is a little set screw right here that is your chassis retention. The neck on this chassis that goes inside this piece right here and locks in, it's a little bit shorter than I usually do to accommodate the space for the crystal chamber that was made for this. But it was long enough, obviously, to grab that set screw, which is what I always use. If I can show it, you can kind of see it right there. That's your chassis retention. Okay, so yeah, that's your Sabre. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, man, I will try my best to actually get this out in the mail to you today. All right, thanks.